Hey people, SkyAttack LP, come back with more. Let's play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. We're gonna go ahead and go up into the sky. Gonna go up to Sky Tower. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish it all. We're gonna finish the game. Hopefully. Hopefully, I can finish the game. Teleport gem. Okay, this doesn't make sense. Because Alakazam clearly isn't focusing there. So clearly they don't need him to do that. This is making no sense to me. Because how teleport works in Pokemon is that you don't actually have to work for anything. Like, it's nice and easy. Ghost type? I wonder. Who's the only ghost type Pokemon we know? Let's see. Well, there was that Shuppet that showed up earlier. Oh wait, no. There was only one ghost type. At least that I remember. I don't remember any other ghost types. So, I guess we know who it is. It's Shuppet. Yeah, sure. Yep. Got another flashback. A flashback to a dream sequence that we just probably... Well, I guess not just finished watching, because that was like a week or so ago. A little less than a week ago. But whatever. Come on, let's get going. I'm ready for this. Let's just get up to the dungeon. Just get up to the dungeon so that I can wander around and have absolutely nothing to talk about. What should I talk about? I don't know. I can talk about how it's an impossibility to walk on top of clouds. At least as far as I know, it's an impossibility to walk on top of clouds. I don't think clouds are quite solid enough to walk on. Although, hypothetically, because that kind of looks like a tornado, although it wouldn't really be a tornado because it's not in direct contact with the ground. But if it does have that lift to it, it is entirely possible that it's lifting us just enough that we can have the appearance of walking on clouds, although that wouldn't explain why we aren't being whipped around through the tornado. So, that doesn't match up, but let me go ahead and make sure I got everything all set up. Got some revivers. Yeah, I think we're ready for this. We got this. No problem. We got no problem. We're gonna beat this. Oh look, Fortress. I like Fortress. That was one of my favorite Pokemon. It was Fortress. I don't know why. I guess I just am kind of attracted towards, well, not like attracted like sexually, but I'm like drawn to the Pokemon that everyone seems to hate. So I like Quagsire, I like Fortress, I like Shuckle, I like... God. There's that Shuppet. There's that Shuppet. That piece of crap Shuppet. I don't like this because ghost types can just walk into the walls, and then you can't really fight them fairly because they're in the wall and your attacks don't work. What is this? Warp Scarf? That is... I guess since I was going to go this direction anyway, it was worth it, but still, at the same time. This map is really hard to see because of the white background that makes up the floor. That's a little obnoxious, trying to see it. Come on, Fortress. I can never remember how to spell Fortress. It's a lot of R's, and it's just close enough to Fortress that whenever I'm spelling either Fortress or Fortress, the Pokemon, I gotta find a way to say both of those names without having them be confused, because I can see that being quite the obnoxious. Yes, quite the obnoxious, because the obnoxious is... I am just not speaking normal people English. Whatever. I'll just ignore not speaking people English. But I really should have a way of like stating the difference between fortress and fortress. Although I don't want to say it like that all the time, because that's kind of a stupid way to say it if you ask me. Fortress. The Pokemon. But it's kind of that mixed thing that I kind of know how to spell fortress, and I kind of know how to spell fortress, like a bastion. I kind of know how to spell both of them, which means that I don't know how to spell either of them. So when I type out the word fortress like a castle, sometimes I'll use 2 R's. And when I'm typing out fortress the Pokemon, I'll only have 1 R. Or I'll forget the E. And it just becomes like halfway between the two. And then it's the little things that get you, like hypnosis. Yep, I'll just sit here. I mean, I know he's attacking me, but I'm not going to wake up. Unlike every other RPG where you can be put to sleep, but sleep status isn't that problematic, because as soon as you get attacked, you wake up. Which I personally love that mechanic, because it means that sleep is more for boosting up your own abilities than it is to really, like, for example, if there's a game where you can use status abilities, which there are almost no RPGs where you can actually use the status abilities, it's just the enemies. But say Etrian Odyssey is one thing that I know I started playing, and in that game status afflictions actually mean something. Like when you use... When you paralyze someone, they will actually be paralyzed, and it's something you can actually use. It's a legitimate strategy, which is awesome, because that's always something that's annoyed me, that whenever you have status afflictions against you, it's the worst thing ever, but rarely you can use that against your enemy, and if you can use it against your enemy, then they're never, like, fully affected by it. Like, you'll put them to sleep and they'll wake up the next turn, even if you don't attack them or something. In Etrian Odyssey, in that game, all the status afflictions actually work and are useful. Which, thanks for blowing yourself up there, coughing. Good job. You beat me. But in that status afflictions, like, you put the enemy to sleep, and then you buff your guys, or you heal your guys. That's usually what I use the sleep thing for. Just putting the enemy to sleep so that I don't have to worry about being attacked while I'm trying to heal or revive my team. Stuff like that. It works better against, like, the random enemies, like the randomly encountered enemies, than, like, if you're using it against a boss or something. The bosses don't usually get affected, but when they do get affected, it helps you so much because the statuses actually do something. Why do they always have to be in the wall? I hate the ghosts. This is why ghost types are evil. In Mystery Dungeon games, ghost types are just the worst type to be fighting. And it's annoying because, like, you never get to play as a ghost type until you're in post-game. And by the time you're in post-game, like, even after post-game, in the second game you can't really play as a ghost type, at least not that I remember. I think you still have to play as the main character. I may be getting that wrong. I know you can't evolve until you've beaten all of the post-game stuff in the second game, which is really obnoxious because you'll be like level 70, 80, 90, whatever the hell level you are that it takes for you to beat the game with. And you'll be going up against fully evolved Pokemon, and you'll still be at your base evolution, which means you're not getting all the stat bonuses that you would if you were an evolved Pokemon. Which, I don't know, not the worst thing, but still an inconvenience. It's something I don't really care for. And besides, even if you do play as a ghost type, like, I never use the ghost types, because as soon as you go into a wall, you're losing, like, you lose hunger so much more quickly. I'd be interested to see how ghosts actually work in Mystery Dungeon 3. I haven't actually, like, dealt with ghost types to a point where I've seen them, like, coming through walls. I really need to go back and play that game. It's one of those things I'll only play it, like, I only have 2 games for 3DS, that's Etrian Odyssey 4 and Mystery Dungeon 3, and I like Etrian Odyssey 4 so much, possibly because it's a better game, but also partly because, like, I've never played a game like that before. Like, it's an RPG, but how it's set up is that you make the map, like, it's from a first-person perspective, and you walk around the areas, and you have to draw out the map of the area you're walking through, so that you have a map to go on, and that's really interesting. And so I play that for the most part, and the only time... Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking Monster House. Do I have something to deal with this? I don't want to deal with this. What is this? Info. Can I make it? Let's see if I move one space. Yeah, they're going to file in before I can even get a chance. Well, I guess I better start fighting. Okay. Should I be trying to get Pikachu in on this? Pikachu can shoot around the corner. I'll deal with that first. Pikachu leveled up. Go for it. Yay. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo! But, yeah, the only time I actually play Mystery Dungeon is when I'm exercising on a treadmill, which isn't that often. It probably should be more often, but it isn't. And so I haven't really gotten that much time. Actually, how many moves is this active for?